as a form of media, thank you.
They do, but a lot of our episodes are books as well.
That's because I'm the one who does most of the episodes and I mostly do books.
That's true. And who are you?
I'm Bluejay. How's it going?
I'm Midnight.
Hello there, my name is Sherlock.
And last one?
And I'm Swish, the one that is occasionally alive and present.
Only occasionally. When did we start introducing ourselves?
Just now, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, so, Bluejay.
Yes.
What are we talking about today?
Well, I don't know, we might start with the idiocy of all guys, but, let's move on to our actual topic. It's a video game called Forspoken.
I've heard about this game. If you guys were around during 2024, you probably saw highlights of it or trailers for it when it was making the rounds, and it looked very exciting. But as we all know, it kind of just fell off, I guess. Like, after it came out, no one heard about it. So, Bluejay, do you want to explain what happens in Forspoken?
I would love to. It's a pity that not many people talk about this game. I find it very fun.
Yeah. I did a bit of research on why it failed, but, well, not why it failed, but we'll get to that after.
We'll get to that in the end after I've gone through it. So I've mostly focused on the story, but I'll get into a bit of the gameplay as well. So, we start in New York. New York City, just for clarification, not just the state, because I'm not going into that. It makes no sense to have your city the same as the state. That's weird.
Yeah.
Moving on.
I mean, there are towns named after the principality that they're a part of in lots of parts of the world.
Of course there are, because why not complicate things?
Mm-hmm.
Well, not complicate, more confuse. Because you say you're in New York. Which New York? The city or the state? Both.
Equivalent does.
Yes, thank you. Is that going to be one of your running jokes?
No.
I feel like it's become one of your running jokes.
Could be. So, New York.
We're in New York, yes. Our main character is a woman named Alfrey Holland. She goes by Frey?
Yeah, and what's this character like?
I'm gonna say troubled teen, abandoned as an infant on the side of a road, and has a lot of issues. Proven by the fact that the game starts with our main character in a courthouse.
Okay, so
Apparently she was arrested for stealing.
what did she steal?
Implies that she attempted to steal a car but got caught doing it.
Oh, okay. And so now she's in the courthouse.
She is in the courthouse. Apparently she's been caught stealing before.
Okay.
So this is technically her third strike thing. So normally she gets sent to prison.
Mm-hmm.
Judge is a really nice woman though, and lets her go with community service. Apparently as an early birthday present. I think she's days away from turning 21, if memory serves.
Yeah, and where's the community service place?
We never find out.
Oh, why's that?
It just never comes up again. Because she just leaves with that. It's like, okay, I'll send it to you to community service, let her go, and she just walks out.
Wouldn't there be an arrest warrant out for her?
I'd assume they'd organise what she was doing for her community service before they leave, but it's never mentioned.
Huh.
And on her way home, we find out that she's not just in trouble with the law, she's also in trouble with a local gang as well. Apparently she was stealing the car for them.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Yes. So, first bit of gameplay is running away from the gang members. Some pretty cool parkour movements, actually.
I've seen a lot of the gameplay, like a lot of the way that Frey kind of flies around in the game. It has always been kind of a selling point.
Yeah. Not at the very start, that comes into it later.
So are they shooting at her, or are they just running at her with knives?
Neither. They were using their fists. It's like they snuck up behind her and grabbed her, smacked her around a bit. She manages to get away, throws a brick at one of the guys' faces, and then just runs.
Champ. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, not exactly helping her list of crimes there, but...
He's a gang member, he's not going to go to the cops.
Ah, right.
Well, also, like, the worst that would happen would be, like, self-defense. Pretty easily.
Yes, like, I'm sorry I was running away from the people beating me up.
Yeah.
But yes, as it was gang-related, I don't think they're going to the cops.
Okay, good.
Okay, then we go to where Freya's living. From the state of the apartment she's in, I'm pretty sure she's squatting in an abandoned building.
That's not good.
No, because all she has is a bare mattress and some fairy lights. And that's about it.
That's pretty sad.
Yeah. She also has a cat.
What's
Cool.
the cat's name?
Long-haired cat called Homer.
As in after either the Greek character or the Simpsons character?
I would prefer the Greek playwright. She doesn't strike me as a Simpsons fan.
But
I could be wrong. But she also doesn't strike me as a Greek myth person either.
I'm just kind of curious.
She also has a copy of Alice in Wonderland in her possession.
Okay.
Really likes her sneakers. Has some a set of shelves just dedicated to sets of sneakers.
So a sneakerhead.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm kind of... Because I know this is a fantasy game, so...
Yeah, I'll get to the fantasy element, trust me.
Mm-hmm.
And we also find out that she has this big gym bag, I guess. This big black bag full of cash, so she's planning on getting out of New York.
Yeah, skipping town.
Yes, very much so. Unfortunately, the gang find her before she can and sets her place on fire.
I mean...
And she has to leave the cash behind.
Well...
Because she goes to find the cat, by the time she goes back to her room with the money in it, the doorway is on fire and she can't get past it. So, she's fucked.
Well... Yeah, she's lost it.
She's lost her home. So she is now homeless. And I assume New York is not a place you want to be homeless, especially as it's December, so it's winter there, which means it's going to be really cold.
It is very cold there. Like,
Yeah.
actually,
heard.
Sherlock and I went to New York in winter before. And
Oh, how was it?
it was in early 2016,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we really liked it. It was, like, great.
but my gosh, it was
yeah.
so cold.
It was...
Well, it snows there.
Yeah, it's snowing. And we flew out just before a blizzard hit.
So we
Fun.
arrived just after a blizzard ended. We left after a blizzard started.
Fun.
Yeah.
So surrounded by blizzards on both ends.
Super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see myself ever going to New York. I'm not good with crowds.
That's fair.
So, yeah, no.
That's fair.
And so now that
Plus, in this current climate, who the hell wants to go to America?
Well,
No offense, if any Americans are listening.
well, also, assuming this is somewhat modern, there are a lot of anti-homeless policies and modifications to things like seats on for public transport.
Yeah, I
and
know.
all that sort of stuff. That
Yeah, it's like, if you're so concerned about the homeless people, then maybe give them a job and a place to live.
or give them
Anything. Just anything.
the ability to access decent public housing that's actually affordable, rather than something that requires you to have a very quite reasonably large income to be able to even survive there.
I mean, I could make the same argument for this country we currently live in because, would be nice if I could get a job and move out of my dad's place.
yeah, my favorite fantasy book is actually Affordable Houses in Your 20s.
Yeah. Sounds super unrealistic.
Yeah, so no, okay, so
Moving on.
yeah, moving on.
Moving on. So, without much in the way of options, Frey asks the judge from earlier to look after Homer while she's sorting out some stuff. And, we see Frey, sort of by herself, was like, okay, here's what I'm going to do, sort out things, get my cat back. And then she sees, like, this little golden bird, almost, flying off into the direction of this abandoned shop, store, what do we call them? Shops? Yeah. So she goes over to see what's there, and she sees this golden armband on the table.
Mm-hmm.
So she goes into the abandoned shop and picks it up to look at it. And this is what takes her to a different world. So she picks up the armband, and all of a sudden she's somewhere else entirely, and the band's on her arm.
Right.
And, like, you can sort of see, like, this purple portal thing, and, like, she goes through it, she's in a different area, she turns around, and it's sort of, like, closing behind her. It's like, no, I want to go back. It's like, and then it goes, like, oh, damn.
Yeah, so she's stuck in a fantasy world now.
Pretty much. So at the moment, we're in some sort of abandoned castle? And then the armband starts talking to her.
Of course it does.
Yes! So, because of what it is, it's like a band made out of multiple bracelets or multiple rings, and it sort of just covers her forearm.
Are the rings attached together with pieces, or is it just sort of free flowing?
Well, they're all sort of stuck together, but not with anything, if that makes sense.
So they're held in place by magic.
Well, no, they're connected. They're just connected.
So, wait, they've got little pieces of gold connecting them directly, or connected loosely?
Really hard to explain this. It's like, imagine like a bracelet, regular bracelet, and then imagine like a stack of them, and they're all stuck together.
Like welded together, or?
Yes.
So there's not much flexibility in them?
No.
Okay.
And she can't get it off.
When you say
Hang
get it off,
on.
like
So
it's,
you mean it? Hang on. So a bunch of bracelets stacked. You mean a gauntlet?
Well,
no,
I thought a
not the
gauntlet
hand.
covered the hand. This
Yeah.
is just her arm.
Ah, okay.
So yes,
When you say it's stuck, is it like
it's not coming off.
it's like what, connected to her skin, or
No,
Or
not
is
that
it
I can tell. It's sort of just like
or is it just magically being held in place?
it's just magically bound to her now.
And she struggles to pull it off and
She
fails.
She tries just about everything, including banging it against a wall. It does nothing. So, the armband is now being called Cuff. Yep, I know. I know.
Yeah.
He is not I say he is a male voice. Very British sounding voice too, actually.
It's like...
upper class British.
Okay.
But yeah, he just don't like that name. But it sticks. So, Frey's the only one who couldn't hear this voice in her head, but for some reason she has to speak to it out loud.
Mm-hmm.
So only Frey can hear this voice and saying, like, apparently they're bonded now? Apparently?
Alright, sorry.
So, Cuff does some explaining of where we are. The world is called Athia, and for lack of a better term, the state we're in is called Janoon?
Okay. So, kind of like, so they all have their own state, but everything's got its own state and faction.
Sort of.
Yeah.
It gets a bit complicated, but just bear with me. And Athia is currently cursed by something that Frey decides to call the Break.
The Break.
It's, it corrupts things, and then it eventually, like, I don't want to say kills, because they sort of crumble into nothingness.
I'm gonna be honest, it sounds like something happens in a lot of video games where, like, the Forsaken Evil, the Flood, the insert
evil thing.
Insert evil parasitic thing that eats things and then
I mean,
deletes them here.
Pretty much, yeah. So basically, when you're out in the world, everything living wants to kill you.
Like,
And will try if you get close enough.
when you're out in, like, the wild for this world. Or is this just sort of about real life?
In this world, there's one city that's not affected by the break, and that's where all the actual people have gone, obviously. Everything else is corrupted and wants to kill you.
Do the inhabitants call it something other than the Break, or do they just adapt to that linguistic choice?
They started calling it... They originally called it the Corruption, which I think is way better, but Frey comes in calling it the Break, so it...
Magically changes into that.
I wouldn't say magically changes, it's more like she calls it that in front of them, and it's like, oh, okay, I guess we're calling it that now. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that name.
Yeah, neither.
Well, actually, no, she originally calls it the Break shit, but then, you know, it sounded weird coming from one of the locals, so it was like, just call it the Break.
Yeah. Wasn't that kind of like... I remember that was kind of tied into some of the criticism around Forspoken.
What, the swear words?
The swear words. More just like how they were kind of like... It felt kind of jarring. Well, some of the criticisms I saw was like, it's that it was kind of jarring to have Faye be swearing a bunch in a world where she's saying swears and then all these magical characters who don't understand what she's talking about.
I mean, sort of, but she grew up in New York and that's just how she speaks. Like, she didn't suddenly start swearing when she got to this magical world. She was swearing in New York as well.
Yeah, well, it's also... I think also not, like, another thing I saw is that it's... Well, I mean, we've just explored what her backstory is. Like,
yeah.
It aligns with who she is as a character.
She has issues.
Yeah. Yeah, she's not a perfect person.
Not
so,
even
like,
close.
yeah, she's not like she wants to be in this fantasy world.
She does not. And yeah, she spends a lot of time trying to get back. So anyway, we're in this abandoned castle. And Cuff convinces, so Cuff convinces Frey to do some exploring, mostly so she can find things that she's going to need to survive, you know, things like food, water, what have you. We also hear about the Tanters, which are apparently the rulers of this realm. So, 4 women with magical abilities who apparently went crazy about the same time the break started.
Ominous foreshadowing is ominous.
Isn't it just? Anyway, so while exploring, she comes across some sort of corrupted animal. It looks kind of like a cross between a wolverine and a bear. Kind of. And with the corruption, you can sort of, it's like eaten away some of it, you can see its ribs.
Oh.
Like exposed rib cage.
That's honestly kind of sick, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That's kind of metal.
Yeah. That's kind of what I really like what they've done with this, because the corruptions allowed them to be really creative with their animal designs.
Yeah, are there any others that you kind of stood out to you?
Well, there's like the humans just look like zombies with like a lot of the animals, like there's like ram goat type things, and their horns have turned golden.
Is that because of the break, or is
I believe so, yeah. I think. Anyway, so while facing this thing, Frey discovers she has some sort of magic. She can shoot earth from her hands and control plants and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So I've got earth/plant magic, which is cool.
So she can shoot rocks and sticks from her hands.
Kind of.
Okay.
It's way cooler than making it sound, I promise.
As in, like, literal earth bending, or what?
Not quite.
Okay.
It's complicated. But, like, she's literally shooting rocks from her hand and making... Like, how it works with the magic stuff is depending on your level of difficulty, you start off with a certain amount of spells, and there's something called mana, which is like,
It's the juice for using magic.
Not quite, it's sort of like a magic currency that you can use to get more spells in your toolkit.
Mm-hmm.
So, like a skill tree.
Yes, like a skill tree.
Right. Okay. Cool.
So, yes. So, yeah, and some of them are really, really cool. Like, you can make vines come up to ensnare an enemy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But kind of like wondering, like, doesn't like also Hogwarts Legacy also have
Yes.
like you build up your spells and then you
Yes.
just use them all in combat together?
Yes. That is very much how it works.
Right. I remember. It just sounded familiar.
Yeah, there's probably a few fantasies that do something like that.
Probably a fair few.
Yeah. Anyway, and then she ends up facing a dragon.
Right.
So she tries to fight it off, but then the dragon just sort of flies up and grabs her.
Is it a dragon or a wyvern?
Remind me of the difference, please.
Wyverns don't have arms, they have just wings and legs. Dragons have arms and wings. And legs.
Pretty sure
Well,
it's a
you
wyvern
okay?
then.
Well, a bit more complicated than that. In the case of a wyvern or a wyvern, the wings are the arms, sort of.
Yeah,
Like they have fingers on them usually.
I'm struggling to picture it,
Talons,
but I'm
rather
Yeah.
pretty sure that would be a wyvern then, if you wanna...
Okay.
I mean, she calls it a dragon.
I mean,
I'm
okay,
having trouble picturing
it's a
it in
bit
my head.
pretentious to say that either one is the true form of a dragon. but-
Also, depending on who you are, on which fantasy you're getting your information from, could change the definition as well. Because there's a book I read where like dragons were male and the wyvern was the female.
Interesting choice.
I know.
yeah.
So Frey manages to escape the dragon simply by... Now, this is not a very smart idea, I will admit this. Shoots a bunch of earth at the dragon's head and just makes the dragon drop it. While in flight.
Does she try and make it feel like heavier so that way it drops to the ground, or literally just annoys it until it drops it?
I think it was more like, a distraction thing.
Huh.
But yeah, shoots earth at it, dragon drops her. Whilst they are pretty high up in the air, I might add.
It's a miracle she survives.
It was, yeah, she ends up hanging from a cliff face, so well done. But yes, and this is where we get to the city.
Mm-hmm.
The city is called Sepol.
Okay.
And map-wise, that's like your central point, I guess.
Your hub.
Yes. But
Train's gone.
at least you have one. Sure, you'll find it again. So, because Frey has emerged from the break unharmed and uncorrupted, everyone's immediately suspicious.
They think she's an agent of the break.
They think she might be some sort of demon and lock her up in a prison cell.
Okay.
Now from one cage into another.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna call their logic into question here.
Go for it. So did Frey.
If they're assuming their suspicion is correct, what do they think they can possibly do to stop her just by throwing her in a cell?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, assuming that
But that's
demons work like Fae, and that their magic is weak to iron.
It's Frey.
No, Fae.
Oh, Faye,
As in
sorry.
fairies, yeah.
Yeah. Like, that might work, but that would be about it.
And don't think there's any iron in the cell. The door's made of wood.
Even more
Okay.
questionable choice.
Yeah.
Not to mention, is the corruption / break even supposed to be, associated with fairy magic?
Well, we don't know what.
We don't know what caused the break. Yet. Sort of.
Yeah.
The definition's always been a bit iffy, even at the very end. So, a woman named Auden Keane breaks her out.
Yeah.
Because Auden believes that, if Frey survived the break, maybe she could help them.
Yeah. That's
Fair
probably a smart
assessment.
way to do it.
Which I feel like is a better logic than the ruling council.
Yeah, but they're probably all terrified.
True, that doesn't mean they get to be stupid.
But it does explain their stupidity.
To an extent, yes. So basically, Auden says, if you help us, I will help you get home. Apparently, her father, who vanished a while ago, Auden's father, sorry, had notes on the break, and they're in the break, so... Because apparently Auden's father left to study the break, because he was like a scientist. They're called cognitions in this world. Yeah, I don't know why, that's just what they're called.
Just a funny name.
Mm-hmm. So, Frey goes to find her Auden's dad's notes. Doesn't find the notes, but does find the dad, who is somehow still alive.
Without any of his paperwork.
Don't know if he had any paperwork on the break with him, but even if they did, it wouldn't matter.
He's dead.
No, they were attacked by a bunch of soldiers, and the building that had the notes in it went up in flames.
Good work.
But yeah, does manage to get the dad back to Sepol. His name is Robian.
Ronian.
Fantasy
I know.
Ronian, okay.
Robian. with a B.
Okay.
So the soldiers that attacked them, we meet their boss when we're back in Sepal. And we meet, this is where we meet Tanta Sila. Are you going to make a face at every name I mention?
Not every name, it's just fantasy names always do my head in a bit.
Sherlock's making faces just so everyone's aware.
Yeah. Okay, so
So yes. And Tanta Sila is torturing Orden for information about Frey, because she's accusing Frey of trespassing somehow. Not sure how that's supposed to work, but remember, at this point, the Tantas aren't all there.
yeah, I can understand that.
So Frey intervenes to help Orden.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people get hurt in the ensuing chaos. So Frey agrees to go to Sila in Praenost to try and sort things out.
Yeah.
So we go to Praenost where Sila is, and a fight breaks out. Sila is killed, and Frey absorbs her magic, which gives us fire magic.
Awesome.
Right.
Which, honestly might be my favourite simply because fire magic is used in the form of a sword.
Oh,
It's
okay.
it's like a fire sword, which I really like.
I mean, that is pretty sick.
Also because I've always preferred melee combat to long-range combat. But that's just me. I prefer swords and knives to bows and arrows.
I mean, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
So, yeah. After this, we go back to Sepal because Frey really wants to go home back to New York. Not sure why, to be honest. Her life in New York sucked. And, you know, everyone's like, oh, good, she saved us from Sila's tyranny, so a big party's thrown.
Yeah.
And halfway through, the break increases, and everyone has to evacuate to the upper levels of the city.
Yeah.
This is blamed on another Tanta Prav.
Okay.
And if you didn't like her name, you won't like the name of where she lives.
Oh no, Prav is just used in a lot of other fantasy as well.
Is it?
Yep.
Like what?
Witcher.
And?
It's used in Mistborn. It's used in what else? That's Prague.
We have two examples.
Prague, not as a name for a person, but a name for a location,
Okay.
mostly.
So, while you're on your phone, Midnight, maybe you could look up its meaning so we can understand it.
For Prague.
Prav. So, apparently, there's these special trees with sap that can help stabilize the break. Sorry, I was just looking through my notes.
Okay.
So Frey goes to Avawalet to get sap from these special trees. I said you wouldn't like it.
Oh no, I was gonna say.
No, I was talking to you, brother.
I was about to say.
I'm just here to say I found out what Prav means.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, it's got, according to Google's AI, it can mean, it can, in Sanskrit it can mean readiness, expertise, skill, and proficiency. Apparently, in Slavic, it's like a concept called like the lore of heaven. Yeah, or in Latin, it can mean crooked, bad, vicious, or corrupt.
Which, in Witcher, that fits to a T.
I feel like that fits here as well, that last one.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
Okay, so she's getting tree sap in Avawalet.
Mm-hmm.
And while there, she gets intercepted by Brav.
Mm-hmm.
Tries to reason with her. That doesn't work. Same thing happens as it did with Sylar. Fight. Getting Brav's magic, which is the magic of water.
Mm-hmm.
This is where we find out that Frey is the daughters of one of these Tanters, which means she's from this world.
Oh.
Like, half from this world, half from the real world? Or
Correct. Half.
Yeah.
Never find out much about her dad, but except from the fact that he was from New York.
And probably is dead.
We never find out.
I'm saying probably because...
Probably, but we never know. Anyway.
Okay, so Frey is from the... I mean, that explains why you have a New Yorker named Frey, I guess.
It does, actually, yeah, because one of the few... Because, if anyone here has seen Once Upon a Time... Remember how Emma was sent through the wardrobe with a baby blanket with her name on it, and that's how I know her name is Emma? Same thing happened here. She was sent through a portal with her baby blanket, that's how they know her name. That's how she kept her Athian name.
Oh,
Instead of just getting a generic New York one.
yeah. Also...
I can sort of understand why she prefers to go by Frey, by the way.
Yeah. Also, question, how far into the game are we from this point? Like, how many hours?
Depends on how much you want to put into this. There are a lot of side quests and collectibles.
Okay.
No, I'm saying, like, it's like from the part you're at right now, how far in?
Story-wise, I'd say about halfway, roughly.
So this is halfway through the game. Okay.
This is only if you're purely focusing on the main story.
Which, would probably take you, 10 hours tops?
Depends on how much time you spend doing it.
If you're just hyper-focusing on main story.
Yeah, roughly.
Cool.
So we go back to Sepul. Unfortunately, Robian ends up dying.
Oh, no.
Which means Frey is stuck, because Robian was the only one who knew about the portals. So she's frantically looking through all his notes, trying to figure out what the hell to do now. And is eventually told that, your best bet's probably your mother. So she tries to go there until she is interrupted by our fourth Tanta Olas.
And...
It traps Frey in a giant illusion.
Okay.
So we're trapped in a fake New York. But it's kind of like the wish fulfillment illusion, like making her seem like her life was perfect, her mom didn't abandon her, all that jazz.
Even though she doesn't know what her mum looks like, necessarily?
No, she does.
Oh.
There was pictures of her in the other Tanta's castles.
Huh.
So yes, she knows.
Okay.
So we do eventually escape this illusion.
It'd be a very short story if that didn't happen.
It would, actually, yeah. And Frey is understandably a bit ticked off about this, so she goes to confront Olas, but apparently that illusion used up all her energy and she's already dead.
That is
Bit anticlimactic, I know, but it gets better.
yeah, well, a bit unsatisfying to kind of pull that as about my life.
Yeah. So, what's been happening at the end of each fight with the Tantas is they also had golden bracelets on their arms. Each time one of the Tantas died, the bracelet dissolved and went into Frey.
Went inside Frey's bracelet or herself?
I think the bracelet. Each time it did, the bracelet loosened a bit. So with this Tanta dying, we find out what really is the deal with the bracelet. apparently he was a confined demon.
So Cuff is.
Yes, Cuff is a demon.
Okay.
Epic.
Named Susurrus?
Susurrus.
Susurrus. Sussurus. Susurrus.
So
Cool.
close to Cerberus.
Not a three-headed dog. Honestly, with his design, he genuinely looks like an angel.
Like,
All
fallen angel?
gold, massive wings.
Hang on,
like,
is the idea that, like, all the bracelets are pieces of the same entity? Is that...
yes.
Yeah, okay. So it's like, the nine-tailed, fox spirit in Naruto, then.
Kitsune?
Kitsune, yeah.
Kitsune.
Well,
No,
Kurama.
it's called the
Kurama.
nine-tailed fox in...
Kurama. Yeah. Naruto thing.
Yes, but no, in Japanese myth, it's called a kitsune.
Well, if it's
Yes.
just a nine-tailed fox spirit, these are different from the
Different
No.
thing.
different thing entirely.
Yeah. For reference,
It's
Bluejay,
basically an eldritch god, but...
Well, no, it's a portion of an eldritch god.
Bluejay is the only person here who has not seen Naruto.
I'm not a massive anime fan. So me.
You are
you want us to take you up on that?
None of us have that kind of money. It would not be worth it, and it'd probably get chucked out of court.
Yep.
Because it would be a waste of time.
Okay, so we have this demon.
So, yeah, basically what happened is there was this, like, old enemy of Athia.
Mm-hmm.
There was a big battle a while ago. The enemy was defeated. They sent Susurrus as sort of a final strike. The Tantas contained him and separated his innocence to try and lessen his power, and apparently he's what drove them crazy.
And so is he also responsible for the break, or...
It's never quite stated. From what I can tell, it was like the demon corrupted the Tantas and that corrupted Athia.
Okay, so
From
he
what
was...
I can tell.
So he is, like... He is responsible for the break, but, like, indirectly.
Sort of, yeah.
Okay.
And this is what we also... something else I should mention is that dragon keeps showing up every now and then. We find out that's what happened to Tanta Cinta, Frey's mother.
Huh.
Oh.
She became a dragon.
Kind of based, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Do they explain why?
No.
Huh.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
Something symbolism.
Something like that. Anyway, so we do a deep dive into Frey's past. So basically, Tanta Cinta's the one who had the power to control the portals.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, she, was exploring or something, went to New York, was like, oh my god, this place is so amazing, it's so different from our world, we can learn so much, and, like, yeah, apparently the mixed heritage of Frey is why she's not affected by the break.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, we do a deep dive into Frey's past, about, just before she was born, why her mother sent her away to, essentially, like, she could feel Susurrus eating away at her mind, so she wanted to get Frey to safety as quickly as possible, so she just summoned a portal and tossed her in. Didn't really think about it that much.
What a plan, guys.
Yeah, no, not a great idea. I feel like there were better options.
I'd agree.
Yeah. Fighting Susurrus is interesting, though.
The final battle.
Yeah, the final battle is interesting.
Please do tell.
Well, it's sort of like... Okay, so something else I haven't mentioned is throughout the entire game, Cuff is very opinionated. He will not shut up.
Okay.
So there's a lot of taunts and banter, and, like, they do the thing where, like, all the Tantas, now that they're sort of, like, they go to, like, this special place, sort of like in You know how in Avatar where, Aang can, access the power and abilities of all his past lives?
Well, also all the memories and
Yeah. Similar thing here, the spirits of the dead Tantas all funnel their power into Frey, and they turn Cicerus back into a bracelet.
Okay.
So now he's back on Frey's arm.
Okay, so it gets turned back into a bracelet. Does that mean Frey can now go back to New York, or does she just decide?
So right before the final battle, Cinta gives you a choice. You can either go back to Sepal and face Cicerus, or you can go back to New York and forget everything. Not literally forget everything, but just, it's no longer your problem.
Yeah.
I have not done the New York option. I did a quick search. Apparently you just end up on the streets of New York with Homer going well, what the hell do I do now? Thought that was boring, so I always go with the fighting Cicerus option.
Well, yeah, I think they just put that ending in because it's just okay, well, it's over now.
It's a really... I don't like that choice, because who the hell's going to choose to go back to New York? That's boring.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like New York.
Their pizza's pretty sick, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I know,
I'd miss that if I grew up there.
I mean, true, but when you have simply going to the streets of New York and freezing to death, or staying to fight a demon with magical powers, I'd probably take the demon.
I mean,
also,
risk versus reward?
I mean, there's no reward living on the streets in New York. Especially when it's about to start snowing.
Okay, but what kind of tangible reward do you get from defeating a demon?
Well, you get a cool accessory.
Fame.
I guess.
Money.
Yeah, you get lots of people thinking you're a hero.
I mean, that is true.
Yeah, I imagine that would get you a lot of perks in the city of Sepal.
Yeah. Okay. And is that...
That's essentially the end of the story.
Mm-hmm.
But because it's an open world game, once the story's finished, you can keep going and do all the stuff you haven't done. Because like I said, there's side quests, there's collectibles. I have written them down.
Yeah.
If you're interested. Oh, I forgot to mention what Olas's and Cinta's magic was. So Olas has illusions and lightning.
And Cintas?
Mostly just the portals.
Huh.
So you do get the ability to use that portaling thing.
So you can portal around the map, or...
Not quite. It's more of a combat portal in this instance.
So it's like doing Blink in most, real time.
Pretty much.
They're like short form, short teleports.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So you can't use it as like a fast travel thing?
Unfortunately not, although fast travel is something you can do.
But it's not clearly stated how you're fast traveling. It's just kind of
No.
you just seem, like most video games, you just seem to rock up in the location.
Pretty much, yeah. So, I forgot to mention, the Tantas are the Tanta of something. So, Tanta Sila is the Tanta of strength.
Mm-hmm.
Tanta Prav is the Tanta of justice. Olas is the Tanta of wisdom. And Cinta was the Tanta of love.
Okay.
So, collectibles we've got. So, we have 2 different kinds of gear. We have capes. And we have necklaces. These are used to, enhance your abilities.
So it's like equipment in almost any other RPG.
Pretty much, yeah. And yeah, you can find them as you explore the world. We also get fingernail patterns.
They don't do anything other than just make your fingernails look nice?
No. They increase things as well.
So synergy with particular magic.
There's these gemstone type things that have been corrupted by the break and sort of something about them being infused with the Tanta's blood, so can increase Frey's magic.
As no magic capacity?
Not quite. They sort of, like, increase her abilities. So, like, they can increase the amount of damage she does and stuff like that.
Oh, so synergy-based stuff, right. Cool.
I'll take your word for it. I don't know what that means.
So wait, so it just kind of, like, the evil bad is defeated and is that just kind of the end, or?
That's really the end for the main story. It depends on what you've been doing in between quests.
Oh, okay, so there's not, like, so you can still kind of explore around the world.
Yeah.
There isn't really, like, a point where you're like, oh, I can just make this decision. Okay, so there's not, like... So it's not like an ending where it's like... Well, there is an ending, but...
There's an ending to the story, but you can keep going after it.
Is there any, like...
Hang on, I haven't finished the collectibles.
Okay.
Because we also have magic cats.
Right, I remember you showing me this.
Yeah, the Tanta's familiars.
Yeah, but what about Homer?
Like, he's mentioned, like, sorry, Homer, there's some stuff I had to do. I might come back for you later.
Right.
Oh, that's...
So, yeah.
So Homer just gets abandoned?
Not really. He was left with a very nice judge, remember? She didn't just ditch him. She made sure someone could look after him.
That's true. Looking after dogs and cats is a very different thing. You have to have a cat actually vibe with the person.
As far as I know, they're fine.
Okay.
You also, like, there's places where you can get background information on the world in general.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a side quest for collectibles that involves taking pictures for kids in the village, because, you know, they're in the village all the time, they can't go out because of the corruption, so you take pictures to show them what the outside world looks like. Because Frey still has her phone.
Does that mean, like... Wait, hold on. Does that mean the break... It's like, even when you defeat Cicerus, or whatever...
Yeah, the break doesn't go away.
The break doesn't go away.
Yeah.
Is there a way to get rid of the break?
Not in this game, which is why I'm disappointed this game didn't really get any add-ons or sequels, because that would have been really nice to do after defeating Cicerus, is figuring out how to fix the break stuff.
Yeah, because I feel like...
Because, yeah, that would have been nice.
I feel like that would have been a good DLC opportunity.
Yes. There is one DLC, but that's more of a prequel where you find out a little bit of what happened with the enemies that the Tantas defeated and how Cicerus got there in the first place. Sort
How he
of.
became a bracelet.
No, that's explained in the main game. That was the Tantas.
No, I was...
Yeah, it was explained in the game. But
Yes.
anyway, so is that all of the collectibles?
Pretty much, yeah.
Are there any, like, side stories that you particularly like, or...
I mean, there aren't a massive amount of side stories. But yeah, I really did like the main story.
Good. I think
And
I
yes,
probably...
she does get, like, this magical super speed parkour stuff.
I feel like, I don't know, obviously this is an audio-only podcast. I feel like for whoever's listening to this, maybe it's worth pulling up some, like, footage of the game.
And deciding if it's for you or not.
You know, for the YouTube version, I'll throw up some footage of the game.
Yeah.
But-
Yes, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. But let's get into why people didn't like it. Midnight, over to you.
Okay, well, that's what I was going to say, is like, because I feel like, yeah, the plot sounds kind of like just generic video game plot, like collect the thing.
I should probably mention Frey is very much the reluctant hero. She doesn't really willingly start helping until close to the very end.
Yeah, but
She has a very big chip on her shoulder because of how she was raised.
yeah,
Apparently, like most people in America, she did not have a very good time in the foster system. Americans, what is the deal with your foster system? I have not seen a single form of media in which that was a good thing. What the hell?
Okay, because actually you kind of brought on how the reluctant hero type, that's kind of one of the criticism, a lot of the criticism that's been around, actually Frey mainly. Like, I think a lot of criticism, and I think a lot of the most, like, the loudest criticism, at least when I was searching online, was that she's this, like, really fiery and rough around the edges character. And then kind of, but also, like, since she's very opinionated, well, she has very, very opinionated, very, like...
As in, like, an insufferable type of character.
I wouldn't even say that. I just think it's just, like, a character just, like, who's, like, in this fantasy world, most people would be like, wow, that's crazy. And then she's just like, please get me out of here. I hate it here. But that's kind of a lot of the criticism. But also, a lot of the stuff I've seen around it is just, like, a lot of anti-feminist related criticism.
How dare a woman have opinions? Pretty
much, like, a lot of the things that I've seen is, like, how unrealistic it is for a character like Frey to be the way she is. It's like, well, she was grown in the foster care system and abandoned as a child. She's going to be rough around the edges.
Yeah, especially as it sounds like she didn't have a lot of friends growing up either. So growing up, knowing you were abandoned at the side of a road, not a lot of friends, not a lot of family. I don't think she ever really learned how to care about other people. So that does give her a certain amount of leeway.
Or probably more accurately, learned that caring about people gets you hurt, so why should I care about anyone else, because I'm going to just get hurt if I care about anyone because they're going to be stripped away from me.
Yeah, that's also fair. So yes, and she does state that she has trust issues.
Yeah, but it's also like, I think it's hearing about that, I feel like it's just a very realistic way to write her as a character. Like, you've got this person who's... you could write someone who's a bit more chipper, but it's kind of like... Yeah, like, being born into poverty and that sort of thing does, like, give you a bit of a glass half full approach. Well, at least for...
You mean half empty?
Half empty.
Oh.
I've known a lot of people who have a glass half full approach. It's like, you know, they struggle with a lot of things, but they're like, well, I at least have what I have at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, I made a comparison to Once Upon a Time a little while ago. Like, the main character, Emma, is very similar. Like, she's very opinionated. She has trust issues. She doesn't like to get close to people, so... And yeah, lots of people like Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
That is a good show.
One of the main criticisms I seem to have seen is basically, it came out at the wrong time.
I mean, potentially, like, I don't know every video game. There's a very small niche that I fit into in terms of gaming, and I'm someone who doesn't mind watching, playing, and reading things on repeat to the point where things start falling apart.
Ironic, considering how much you usually hate time loop plots.
I feel like that's different.
Because you're doing it on purpose?
Yes,
Yeah.
and also with time loops, there's usually only one person who knows it's a time loop, and you just have to watch them slowly going insane while everyone else looks at them like they're stupid. And that gets annoying fast.
Well, either that
okay. Okay.
No, speak.
Okay, no.
Say it.
It'll take too long out of the episode if I start now.
Spit it out.
Do you know what we're called?
Good point.
Just spit it out.
No, there's an episode in Stargate SG-1 that has a token time loop episode, but it actually doesn't really... It does it in a funny way, and they sort of poke fun at that whole aspect about how the protagonist has the constant... How the protagonist is usually the only one who knows what's happening. So there's actually a good chunk of the episode of the character who's stuck in the time loop being forced to actually get better and better at explaining things to the point where like near the end of the episode literally just sits everyone down on a crash course with a full like whiteboard behind him.
Is this the Colonel?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Okay.
That makes even more sense.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Any other criticisms?
I still have a list.
Go ahead.
I think this one is also a bit unfounded, but I saw a bit of criticism online of like how the story tackles a bit of some sensitive topics like mental health and emotional trauma.
And that's a problem because...
a lot of the people...
Insensitive portrayal, maybe?
Oh, no, it's just like...
Really?
They don't really like... I think people who mostly liked it, and from a lot of the discussion I found, the people who don't like it are people who have never experienced those things.
That explains a lot.
Because at least from a lot of discussion around people who have actually experienced the emotional trauma that can relate to Frey, they really like how she's written. And it's like, oh, this is actually pretty accurate to my experience.
Yeah.
So people who are getting mad about mental health portrayals but
don't know what it's like to have mental health issues.
Yeah. The only other ones, these are more kind of game related, or these are outside of the game.
Okay.
There's a thing about like how the game's pretty slow in terms of pacing, which, considering...
I mean,
it's an open
it's an open world. There's collectibles you could do, there's side quests you can do, but you don't have to do them, so how slow or fast-paced the story is, that's really up to the individual player.
Yeah, well, I think part of it as well, I think part of the complaint about the slow pacing is that this is one critique that I'm like, I might get it, which is on Steam, there's an opening segment. Mm-hmm. I think, the opening segment, the cutscene and, basically the part where Frey's in New York is the first 2 hours of the game. And on Steam, there's a 2-hour timer when if you play more than 2 hours of a game, you then have to automatically, then you're not allowed to get a refund on the game.
Damn.
So
cold. Yeah, I was going to say, nope, that's not how long it was on my PlayStation. It was not even close to 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just
I think that might just be a Steam thing.
Possibly.
A lot of ports for PC from console often have poor optimization initially and take a while for them to get better optimized for PC. Meaning that it can have longer load times, more stuttery, have cutscenes last longer, have... major frame drops that can lead to bugs and glitches.
So basically, if you want to play, get it on a console.
Not if it's a console first game. Generally, yes, but if it's PC first, the consoles have the same issue.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it started off as a console.
It definitely started off as a console game.
Yeah, so get it on a console.
Well, I mean, not everyone has one.
Go get one.
A PS5 is still pretty expensive.
I am aware.
PS4's still,
all gaming consoles are expensive, because they're expensive to make.
I was about to say, still not cheap. I mean, compared to a good desktop, yeah, it's not massively expensive, but still.
I feel like there's not saying much. Anything else?
I mean, there was some criticisms around the open world exploration, but I think that's just different people's cup of tea.
Yeah,
because,
I think that's just dependent on taste.
Because
if you don't like open world RPGs, don't play open world RPGs.
As in, do you mean just the common criticisms for all open world games, how there's virtually nothing to do for 99% of it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But it's...
I'd say there's plenty to do.
But it's...
At the very least, there's a bunch of animals who want to kill you. So you can fight those.
True. Yeah. I think part of it as well for me is, obviously this is going to be more a me thing because, I'm not the open world RPG kind of guy.
And that is totally fair.
Yeah, I don't know, I've tried open world I liked Breath of the Wild, that's it. I've tried other ones, I just couldn't get into them.
Which ones have you tried?
Fallout, probably Fallout 3. I tried playing New Vegas. I know it's good. I just didn't like it.
Any particular reason?
I think I got for the length, I just started getting a bit disengaged.
Fair enough. Maybe you could try Forspoken.
Maybe. Well, also,
But yes, different people like different things, and there is nothing wrong with that.
Also, one other thing that I think, Sherlock was talking about before is kind of the unfortunate timing of when it was released.
Was there a lot of open world RPGs coming out at that time?
There had been about, of the open world RPG genre, subgenre, there were like...
Counting on his hand.
7 games off the top of my head that were open world RPGs that came out before it.
Right.
There was 3 Assassin's Creed games that came out 2016, 2017. Oh no, so 2015, 2017.
This game came out in 2023.
Oh wow, okay, a lot more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not list them all then. Now, I have tried a
Even
couple
if you
of them.
maybe we'll be a bit more fair to it. Okay, how many games that came out since Breath of the Wild that specifically followed that formula?
Oh gosh,
Quite a lot,
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Breath of the Wild was 2017.
Yeah,
so
well, I think but after we got games like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, which probably, I think, came out around that time.
and also Mario Odyssey and
Yeah, it's like there was now a higher expectation for open world games.
That makes sense to an extent, but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, but...
Mostly because the only console I have is a PlayStation, so I don't play a lot of Nintendo games.
Well, also in terms of release timing, I think they had whoever the marketing team was, they probably
Didn't do a very good job.
didn't do a very good job because Forspoken came out in 25th of January 2023. Hogwarts Legacy came out on February 10th, 2023. So there was under a month of difference in terms of release time.
Ouch.
So yeah, they did not do themselves any favors.
Especially as Hogwarts Legacy was a long time coming. It was leaked several years beforehand, and people had been anticipating it for 4-5 years.
I'd say 5 to 6.
So yeah, maybe releasing right before Hogwarts Legacy right after Hogwarts Legacy.
No, right before.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It was before.
Oh.
Yeah, right before was probably not the best idea in the world, because people were still waiting for Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah, I think it was like
So yeah, I think their main issue was timing.
2 to 3 weeks before Hogwarts Legacy came out.
Yeah, that was not a good idea.
But also, obviously we all know that, because you would imagine, because I remember at the time Hogwarts Legacy came out, there was still a lot of criticism around how it's associated with J.K. Rowling. And yeah, we don't have to go into that here. I just remember that it was
I will just simply make this clear. I believe you can like a person's work without liking the person. For reference, see Walt Disney, who was a Nazi.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, as I was... Because, you would imagine that at least be, some crowd for this, because they'd be like, oh, well, I don't want to support this. I'll play this game that's kind of similar. You'd think
so,
you'd
wouldn't
think
you?
so. But
You definitely could make that connection. I'm doing a Hogwarts Legacy right now, and yeah, well, when I was playing it, I was thinking, oh, I might do a Forspoken rerun after it.
yeah, and then, but here's the problem with it, is that, Square Enix, the company that released, the studio that released Forspoken, they also had their own controversies around the same time.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
they had several controversies.
What
didn't they?
now?
Well, the biggest one was that it came out around the time Square Enix was investing in a bunch of NFT stuff and also selling off a lot of their beloved IPs.
Yeah, they
Do you know what Square Enix makes?
No.
Kingdom Hearts,
Final Fantasy.
Dragon Quest.
Right.
massive hitters in the RPG.
And what's an NFT?
Non-fungible token is basically...
It's a crypto thing.
Thank you.
Crypto image
Yeah, people don't
purchasable thing.
like it because it's also very much associated with getting scammed.
That makes sense.
It's
Yeah.
basically people...
It's literally
It's speculative assets, but where the speculation is...
And do we know why they were selling off some of their popular properties?
Because they wanted to make more money.
Can't they just make more games with the popular products?
That would be
costs
asking
more money.
too much effort of them.
That costs more money. Square Enix, aren't they also responsible for...
For reference, they sold off Tomb Raider and Deus Ex.
Whoa.
Why would you do that?
Selling Deus Ex is and Tomb Raider, both in
What's that second one?
Deus Ex. It's a
like
sci-fi action RPG.
Well,
You mean Deus Ex Machina?
No.
It's a video game franchise.
The first two games were immersive sims.
True.
Yeah, which were the ones that were popular. Immersive sim is basically like everything you have you can do anything you want. You have a mission, you have a problem, you can do anything to solve it. So like, if you have like a plank of wood and then you place it outside somewhere and it drops and then hits the character you have, like the villain you have to take out, that would be fulfilling the mission. You can do it in a variety of ways. I don't think that's a specific way you can do it, but just like, for example, there are so many ways to tackle a problem and you can use anything at your disposal to solve it.
So you could sneak into the base, set off the bunkers and then put toxic gas into the air ventilation, or you could just shoot him.
Okay. If you say so.
Yeah.
So, any other criticism or comments or questions?
I think they also sold off... Did they also sell off... I'm trying to find out if they sold off Final Fantasy 2, because that would be crazy.
No, Final Fantasy they still own.
Didn't you mention it in the list?
No, he mentioned Deus Ex and...
He also mentioned Kingdom Hearts and something else.
So Kingdom Hearts, Deus Ex were both sold off.
Mm-hmm.
But he mentioned... Tomb Raider and Deus Ex were sold off. Kingdom Hearts they still own.
Okay.
Final Fantasy they still own.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the... What's some of the other franchises they own? Because they own a fair few.
Yeah.
Surprised they're not owned by Disney.
Okay, they're also selling off Thief, Legacy of Kain as well.
Thief makes sense. They weren't doing anything with it, and they...
Yeah, those weren't doing well. I'm just trying to... Yeah, but I think it's also like they were hitting like a... They were struggling financially for a while. Like, this was around like 2020... It's like the 2020s time, so like games were struggling around that time.
Which is surprising. We were just about to go into lockdown.
Well, early 2020, yeah.
It came out in 2023, so... But, Forspoken came in 2023. But, like, obviously all of that controversy was not doing it any favours.
No, that makes sense. So, is there any other criticisms for this game?
No, not from what I could find.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like... Yeah, should we I feel like kind of talking about those criticisms... We kind of talked them all one by one, but from what you've explained, I think... Like, looking at the game a bit more objectively, like, it's something that I think would be actually a pretty interesting game. I'm not a big fan of action RPGs, so I don't know if I would play it personally.
Fair enough.
But I think it's the type of game that probably should have, like, had a bit more of a shot, and I just think some of the things... like the unfortunate timing, it just not appealing to the type of fan base that wanted to buy and play it.
I think the main problem was the timing and the marketing.
Yeah, well, also a lot of fans of Square Enix like a lot of Japanese games, and typically in terms of what I've seen, a lot of people, if you see an anime profile picture, usually they have a very weird opinion about having wokeness in video games. So
yeah.
I don't want to know.
Massive generalization. It's just like women represented in different ways other than the ways I think they should be.
So they're very
manosphere sort of thing.
Yeah.
it's very single-minded in how they think the world should be.
Okay.
Yeah.
To be perfectly clear, this is a broad generalization.
It's not always true.
But I'm just saying, most of the times I see comments and they have an anime profile picture, usually they have a whack take. And I'm like, okay.
Okay then. Any other comments or questions?
Well, I was going to say also regarding criticisms of Frey's character and her whole plotline in the game, I won't touch the whole I won't touch the
feminism
whole feminism aspect.
Good
I will
call.
say though, in my experience, the whole fish out of water trope can overstay its welcome very quickly.
To an extent, yes. However, it probably helps with the fact that she doesn't really interact with the villagers a massive amount, and she seems to assimilate okay to an extent.
Yeah. I mean...
And I think they also give her a little bit of leeway because they know she's an outsider.
I mean,
So they know she's not from around there. They don't know how far away not from around here means, but they do give her some slack. It's like, okay, I don't understand you, but that's okay because I know you're not from here. To an extent.
Okay.
But yeah, most of the gameplay takes you outside the city, so you don't spend a massive amount of time there.
Okay. Well, yeah. Anyway, so also I am out of criticisms. Well, just not my criticisms.
Criticisms you found online.
General, but
Because that is the best place to find criticisms, online.
regardless of whether or not I agree with them. Anyway, anyone else have any thoughts?
Any comments or questions?
Okay. What the heck's with the gold bird?
That's one of the forms Susurrus can take. He can sort of, like, turn into a swarm of tiny gold birds.
Oh.
Okay.
Cool.
Did anyone else notice the golden bird flying around?
No, because where Frey was at that time, she was by herself. It was, I think, the middle of the night, so I know New York never sleeps, but where she was, there was no one around.
Huh. Because if anyone had noticed a golden bird, they'd be like, I could take that and sell it for money.
Yeah. That's fair. Any other questions or comments?
Not really.
No. I'm losing focus.
There's not much else I can add other than just like the same criticisms I normally have for that sort of fantasy RPG game.
Which is?
The fact that they're all pretty much clones of each other in a lot of aspects. If you've played one, you've played most of them.
Like I said, one, I have a pretty niche taste in games, and two, that really doesn't bother me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anything else?
No.
Okay then, is anyone likely to play this game?
No.
I'm not going to. Not because I don't think it deserves a chance, but because I just said I'm not the person who likes open world games generally.
Fair enough. Switch?
I've already got a pretty substantial queue of games on my list. I probably don't need to add another one.
If you were going to, though, would you?
I might check it out.
Eventually.
That's a long eventually.
Yeah, whether or not I'd commit to completing the whole game is another story.
I'd be happy just knowing at least one of you was willing to try it. Because, yes, So, yeah, this is my personal plea. Could a lot of people please check this game out? I think if we can get enough people playing it, we might get a sequel. Or at the very least, some more add-ons.
Yeah, and I think there's also supporting some games that are different and try something.
Yes.
Is like, I think it's worth giving, I think it's worth the respect. But that is all we have for today.
Not quite.
Oh?
No, we should mention some things.
Yeah?
We now have an email address.
Yes.
And a Twitter feed.
And an Instagram.
So, Bluejay, myself, I am handling the Twitter. It is literally just Rambling Media. Midnight is handling the Instagram.
It is also Rambling Media. I won't lie, I don't know how to really fill space.
And the Gmail which I believe we're all handling, is, I believe you called it mediarambling@gmail.com?
Yes.
So those are the 3 places you can reach us.
Alrighty.
And one extra thing, I think just to double onto what you were saying as well, Bluejay, about Forspoken, I think looking at maybe like this is just from me just looking at the game from just more around the criticism, but I don't know, I feel like it probably deserved a better go. It probably deserved to have a bit more of a fan base, and maybe to get more people interested in it. So I'm kind of going to go with it. Like, obviously, I'm not the audience for this game, but if you really like open world RPGs and you like going to a world of fantasy, I'd say maybe give it a try again.
Please join me in my Forspoken fan base. I'm very lonely over here.
And that's all for today. So thanks, Bluejay, for the episode.
Don't mention it.
And anyone else got anything?
Ciao.
Yeah.
You can listen to us on YouTube and Spotify. Follow the socials.
Fare thee well.
Fare thee well.
Ta-ta.
Okay. Good guy.
We actually finished now?
Yeah.